Hey, what's going on, you guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode of iTrack. Big shout out to everybody that has just tapped in, man. Hey, I'm sure most of us have already seen that Apple commercial. You know, the one with all those hidden messages in it? Yeah, that one. Well, we're going to take a look at that today, but from a different perspective, because I'm pretty sure there's one message in there that we all kind of overlooked. So we'll take a look at that along with a lot of other interesting and creepy videos. But before we get into any of that, do me the biggest favor and hit that like button for me, hit that hype button, and subscribe if you're not already part of the iTrack fam. And we aren't going to waste time, man. We'll jump straight into it.
Like, is nobody noticing what Apple just did?
They put out this ad called Clingers, where creepy people in silver suits follow users around to represent data track. But pause at 16 seconds right above her head is a painting of literal horned demons swarming a girl in the exact same position. Why is a tech giant using demons?
Now, do you think this is a case of art imitating life, or do you just not even think it's that deep? Tap in and let me know what you think, though.
Just got FDA approval to coat organic produce, not just conventional, with his appeal chemical. I told you about this previously, but now Hollywood is stepping in to stop it. Actress Michelle Pfeiffer is accusing Gates of contaminating the U.S. food supply. Supermodel Christy Brinkley is warning, don't buy produce with appeal. Only buy it if it has a no appeal label. The coating is marketed as plant-based and safe, but here's the kicker. It's invisible, doesn't wash off with water, and 99.3% of the formula is completely hidden. Only 0.7% is disclosed. They claim it's just fatty acids like what's in salad dressing, but if it's so safe, why can't we know what's actually in it? It's already approved for apples, cucumbers, avocados, even organic produce. And yes, the Gates Foundation pumped millions into it. They say it reduces food waste and plastic, but now even celebrities are saying what millions of Americans are thinking. We never asked for this. We can't opt out. So what exactly are we being forced to eat?
I mean, at this point, they need to go ahead and just split up the grocery store in two parts. One side, GMO and science projects, you know, all that food over there. And then the other side should just be all edible, and if you eat, you live long type of food. You know what I mean? It shouldn't really be that complicated. It should be that easy.
You want to know how feces ends up in the food supply? Most of your produce comes from Arizona, California, Texas, and Florida. In order to keep up with mass production, they have to use reclaimed irrigation, which is recycled tap water or sewage water. The government cut back on funding to enforce standards and treatment. That's why you can get explosive diarrhea when you get a watermelon from the grocery store. So you need to support your local farm. They're pretty good.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
So apparently, this just happened in an Atlanta nightclub where this gentleman walked in and he looked really almost identical to a zombie. I'm not saying he's a zombie for sure. I'm just saying he looked sickly. And allegedly, he walked in and just stood there in the doorway staring forward for almost a half an hour. And then slowly, more and more people started to notice him. And eventually, he does this. And more or less has a feral, rabies-fueled episode and attacks the people in the club. It doesn't show the aftermath or anything, but this video is just freaky, y'all. Take a look.
I would have been out of breath out the door already. Like, before I even knew for a fact what I seen. All I needed was a fucking glance, and I'm fucking on. Like, you stood there for 12 seconds too long. However the fuck long, it was too long.
Hey, he took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, I'm packing it up. At one glance, I realized what time it is. Time to go.
The moment the beam makes contact, the object reacts. Not drifting, not gliding, sharp sudden turns, the kind of instant directional changes a regular aircraft couldn't pull off. It looks, frame by frame, like the object is dodging. Is this something genuinely unknown, or something ordinary moving in a way that only looks intelligent?
There's the sun. That's how big it is. Looks a lot bigger until you put a filter on it.
Hold up. Why does it look like there's an alien hidden on our $100 bill? Literally just hiding there in the security strip. Zoom in far enough, this is what you see. So there's a pyramid on our $1 bill, and now this? What the heck is going on with our money?
Did you know that 98.6% of scientists will tell you what's ever required to keep their funding going? They're going to conform to the system because it's the one paying the bills. It's the one that provides their livelihoods. They won't go outside of that. There's no new scientific research being done in universities by the system. We have to do it ourselves. We have to build the system outside of the current one if we want it to be real, true, applied science. And that's what we're doing from here in our garage. So follow for more real science. I love you all. And remember, there's limitless potential in you. You just have to have an open mind. I'll see you soon.
That's just the short version of saying if you're not doing your homework out there, you'll believe anything because you don't know any better.
Indian housewives are strapping smartphones to their foreheads to help train AI-powered home robots. They earn about $2 an hour to record themselves doing everyday household chores. So, could the first generation of home robots have an Indian upbringing? In several cities across India, women wear smartphones mounted on their foreheads while cooking, cleaning, washing dishes, folding laundry, and organizing their homes. The phones capture everything from a first-person perspective, showing AI exactly how humans perform everyday tasks. The goal is to build massive data sets that can teach future humanoid robots how to do household chores naturally, instead of programmers manually coding every movement. Researchers want robots to learn from thousands of hours of real human behavior, how people open cabinets, use kitchen utensils, load washing machines, clean different surfaces, and even the small habits that make everyday tasks more efficient. So, if most of the training data comes from one country, the robots may initially develop behaviors that reflect the people they learned from.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god. This is not okay. No, 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 no. Oh my god.
When you go to 7-Eleven, get a soda or a Slurpee and take a sip and realize you don't want no more, what you think they do with the cup? They wash it with hand soap, and they put it right back. Nasty mother.
Fun fact of the day. A man pushed a Brussels sprout up a mountain using his nose in 2014.
Why? I just want to know why.
The closing ceremony for the 2026 World Cup was very bizarre because once you see things for what they are, you really see things for what they are. And doesn't this look very strange? I mean, to me, it just looks very, very off. When you look at everything surrounding this, and it looks like a gigantic, explosion almost in the middle. I mean, something just seems off about this. But maybe, just maybe, I'm looking too much into things, right? Or maybe, just maybe, there is more to this, because you have to admit that this looks very strange. And everything surrounding the 2026 World Cup has definitely been very bizarre. And again, you can just add this to the list. The closing ceremony for the 2026 World Cup. You even had IShowSpeed perform during this World Cup closing ceremony. And of course, we see the, brick walls. I mean, come on, you all. It is always right there for everybody to see.
Hey folks, I hope you're keeping okay. This is the reason we don't swim in July in Ireland.
Now, we have a lot of iTrack fam in Ireland, and I'm going to need you to tap in and let me know, is that really what's swimming in your waters? Because that does look pretty creepy.
Have you ever looked at the genetics of highly talented people? There's a lot of folklore out there that there are people who are psychic who come from psychic families. This was a couple of years ago. We decided to do an experiment where we recruit 3,000 people who say that they're psychic from psychic families. And then we do all kinds of vetting to make sure that they are who they say they are, and they have some talent, and we get their DNA. We only had enough money to find, out of the 3,000 people, 13. So we get their DNA. Then we find match controls, and we do standard methods of comparing the two sets of genomes. And so we found something that we didn't expect, which was the psychics were all so-called wild type. They didn't have any unusual things happening in their DNA. The controls had a significant effect in an intron sequence. It's the thing between the genes. These controls had a mutation in their intron sequence. So they were turning something off. We still don't know exactly what. And so one of the people on our project was a specialist in the genetics of societies. And he found that countries that were exposed to Christianity, the longer they were exposed, the more this intron sequence was there, the mutation. Started thinking, well, how does that make any sense? And then suddenly we understood. The Inquisition had systematically looked for people over hundreds of years who had these abilities, and then they killed them. You think about this is a non-evolutionary method, but nevertheless a pruning of a portion of humanity. So they were getting rid of people who had this, and what were left over were people who had this no psychic stuff at all. Eugenics in an opposite direction, where they weren't trying to pull people for talent, but get rid of the talent. And you can see it in the genome.
Small fossil from England turned out to be remarkable. It contained traces of brain tissue from a dinosaur. Soft tissue, rarely seen, survives fossilization. What secrets could this preserved brain reveal about ancient life?
So you're telling me that multiple people on 4 separate occasions claim they seen zombies, claim they came in contact with zombie-like people, and everybody is lying? There are people who are posting videos who are showing genuine fear, claiming that there is a potential zombie apocalypse happening right now. You have the woman in North Carolina. Her and her husband is walking, and they see the woman eating something that wasn't normal. Mind you, then you have in the UK, where people were saying that they witnessed a group of people that resemble zombies consuming other people. And again, maybe it could have just been deceased animals. Then you have the videos from Tennessee. Somebody claimed that they was in Walmart and they seen somebody get bit by another person. Mind you, they're saying after this person got bit in Walmart, they locked Walmart down completely. Kind of like they quarantined it. Took the other person that got bit to the hospital. After that person gets to the hospital, that person completely changed. Now, if y'all remember, there were claims that the CIA mentioned things about zombies. Well, look up here and see what it says right there. And I need you to read and understand the right way. Pay attention. And then you have the CDC, and this is from ChatGPT, where the CDC released a Preparedness 101 zombie apocalypse. And we fast forward back to now. Use your discretion. What's really going on?
People on Twitter are freaking out after this guy uploaded the surveillance footage from the grocery store that he works at after he noticed something really strange going on, and that was that every person in their's phone was constantly flashing invisible light on their face. And since nobody in this comment section could agree about why this was happening, I did a little bit of research and here's what's going on. So it turns out that this light that you see in the video is real. It is happening on your phone right now as we speak, and the reason that you can't see it with the naked eye is because it's infrared light, which is all thanks to the 3 pieces of hardware built in behind the dynamic island, which is the infrared flood illuminator, the dot projector, and the infrared camera. And all 3 of those pieces of hardware are responsible for your Face ID and attention awareness features on your phone. Now, addressing whether or not this is safe or healthy to have over 30,000 dots being constantly projected onto our skin and eyes, I opened up the Apple support website, and here's what they had to say from themselves. iPhone and iPad Pro have the True Depth camera system and have been thoroughly tested and meet internal safety standards. The True Depth in-depth camera system is safe to use under normal usage conditions. The system will not cause any harm to eyes or skin.
Why does this look like two devils trying to bring Jesus a pizza?
These people who do AI, their ambition is not to make society much more vibrant, to make human life much more creative. That's what they say. Their entire purpose is to make everyone into a robot. Okay, so let me give you an example of this. For the past 10 years, they've been trying to solve the self-driving car problem. So a lot of these companies, Tesla, Google, they've been trying to introduce a fully automatized car.
Yeah.
They can't solve the problem because there's an edge case. And the edge case is drivers who've lost their jobs, who intentionally get into an accident with the self-driving car. You can't solve that problem. It's impossible to map out human intention. So there's one solution to this problem. And the solution is make every car robotic. Make every car self-driving. Take away the steering wheel. And you've solved the problem. When you buy a car, it's all electric, it's all digitized. There are cameras everywhere, and there's no steering wheel. So you get in the car, and you can tell the car where to go. And it's great if you think about it, because you'll be safer for everyone. There'll be no accidents. But you've lost all agency, and you've lost all autonomy. And that's a world we're moving towards, where the thing that they're most afraid of, the AI people are most afraid of, is human agency. So the way to solve this problem is you take it away from people. You don't allow people to drive cars. You don't allow people to make choices. You don't allow people to waste money, right? If you are buying alcohol, they'll program their digital currency to prevent you from buying alcohol. There's nothing you can do about it because everyone's using digital currency.
I mean, sure, there'll be a lot of people sitting in the back seat, and won't want to drive. But there are a handful of people that'll never want to give up that right. So it sounds good in theory, but I think we'll always have some sort of a balance between people who want to drive and people who don't. But definitely tap in and let me know what you think.
Imagine being scolded by the person stealing your vehicle because they think you're that bad of a parent. That's exactly what happened to Crystal Leary, a mother who left her vehicle running with her 4-year-old child in the back seat as she popped into a store. A thief saw the opportunity, drove off in her car, and a few blocks away noticed a child in the back seat. So he drove back to the store, handed the child back to the mother, lectured her for leaving her child in an unlocked running vehicle, and even threatened to call the cops on her. And once he was done shaming the mother, he got back in the car and stole it again.
Makes people compliant, crash the economy, and force unemployment. Then they'll roll out CBDCs as a lifeline and tie survival to a government wallet. Then they'll offer a universal basic income as the solution, bundled with social and carbon scores. Obedience earns access. Dissent locks you out. Movement restricted, accounts frozen. Punishment automated by AI. They're not even trying to hide it. The World Economic Forum's literal tagline is, by 2030, you'll own nothing and be happy. In the interview, they talked about how easy it would be to implement universal basic income. UBI sounds great, and all you'll have to do to get it is sign up for a digital ID. I don't know if I can make this any more clear. This is why they're building all of the data centers. It's not to support consumers using ChatGPT. They are being built to control us. Digital IDs, CBDCs, digital health records, smart cities, predictive surveillance, behavioral monitoring. They're building the infrastructure to process, store, and analyze all of our data. This is Agenda 2030, that control grid that I've been warning you about. And here it comes. A future without work.
On today's episode of Cryptids Caught on Camera, we have a sighting of Dogman. On a number of occasions, this woman would wake up and find all of her chickens dead. And I think we caught the culprit on camera. Check it out.
Vou ver que isso daí tudo certo. Opa. Opa.
Because what is that? That is horrifying. If you don't know, Dogman is this creature with a human body and a wolf or dog-like head with glowing eyes. It howls, it sounds like a human screaming. And it's very famous in Michigan and Wisconsin lore. To me, that doesn't look like a wolf or a bear, okay? So what is that?
These are strange addictions of historical figures. So Thomas Jefferson was addicted to macaroni and cheese after discovering it on a trip to Paris. He actually smuggled a pasta making machine across the Atlantic and sketched exact dimensions of it since he claimed that he couldn't live without it, and even also served it at an official White House dinner in 1802. Van Gogh enjoyed eating yellow toxic paint and would often eat it inside of his studio as he believed that it would put sunshine and happiness into his brain to lift his depression. The 19th century novelist Balzac drank 50 cups of coffee a day, developing a toxic dependence on caffeine, eventually had to up his dosage by eating raw beans and later died at 51 from heart failure as a result. King Adolf Frederick was addicted to semia, which is a Scandinavian dessert, so much so that he ate 14 servings in one sitting and broke his digestive tract, killing him right then and there. Nikola Tesla was obsessed with white pigeons in New York City and spent hours per day feeding them, even spending tens of thousands of dollars building custom medical devices to heal them. Charles Dickens was obsessed with the direction north and could only sleep if his bed faced due north, often rearranging hotel furniture to achieve this. And finally, Peter the Great became addicted to pulling teeth and would often remove toothaches from servants to satisfy his weird desire. Pretty cool, right?
That weird supermarket video that's already hit almost 4 million views. It was posted by a girl named Tia. She was just walking around the store with her friends looking for new clothes when she noticed something really off in one of the shop displays. Look at these mannequins. Their hands have paint peeling off, and underneath it you can see something that looks like skin. According to her, it didn't look like plastic or rubber at all. What they saw seriously freaked Tia and her friends out, and their minds immediately went to some pretty dark thoughts about where those mannequins might have come from. They decided to ask the store employees, but the staff were totally calm and said there was nothing unusual, just old paint showing through on the mannequins' hands. And yeah, from the outside, I get how it could look like that, but that answer didn't satisfy them. They were completely sure it wasn't paint, and eventually they decided to call the police. According to Tia, the officers who showed up took the mannequins for testing. We still don't know how this story ends, but what do you think? What's actually hiding under those mannequins?
Bruh, at this point, I'm convinced that Earth is spawning new creatures. It's like we living in an update, fool. Because what am I looking at? Is this supposed to be a praying mantis, a scorpion, and a wasp mixed? Nigga, fusion, huh? This ain't Dragon Ball Z. But these three creatures combined, that's what it look like. Tell me I'm tripping. Look at the arms, look at the legs, the body, and then look at the back. And this is not AI, fool. I don't know what Buddy's on recording. I would have smashed that jump. ASAP. It's like every month we're discovering some new type of creature, some alien type mutated bug or some shit. And if I had to take a wild guess at where this insect was on the planet, I'll say Australia. The crazy part is, scientists out here saying that this is normal. Normal where? I never seen or heard of this shit. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Have you seen one of these? Like I always say, I don't know what timeline we in, but I don't like this DLC update, fool.
Yo, you can tell we heading into new Earth. All over the planet, there's various new creatures starting to surface. I want y'all to see this.
It was filmed in a remote area of Russia where a group of men claimed they found a strange creature while walking in the forest. At first, people thought it was a joke, but the images quickly raised questions. The creature looks small, has an unusual body shape, and moves in a way that doesn't look human at all. You can see it trying to escape, flapping what seem to be thin wings and making strange movements. The men filming sound nervous and surprised, as if they didn't expect to come across something like this. Some viewers believed they were hunters who accidentally discovered something they were not supposed to see. Others say the details are too realistic to be a costume or a simple trick. The skin texture, the way it reacts, and the sounds it makes look very convincing. Of course, many people online say it must be fake or created with special effects, because nowadays it's hard to know what is real anymore. But others argue that the creature struggles too naturally to be fake. This debate has divided the internet.
Lately, there's been a lot of different videos surfacing of entities that look extraterrestrial in appearance.
I hope I ain't no Minata. I hope I ain't probably sold my soul to the devil. That's crazy, bro. I was just thinking about Arizonas.
This is your daily reminder that all the rules in this world were just made up by other humans. They're not real.
Watch till the end and I'll show you what this really is.
Inspired by the ancient art of origami,
MIT researchers developed a robot that starts as a flat sheet and folds itself into a functional machine when activated by heat. Once assembled, it can walk, carry small loads, and even navigate challenging surfaces. This innovative technology could transform manufacturing, enable compact emergency robots, and pave the way for miniature medical devices that self-assemble inside the human body.
I thought this was AI as well, or maybe even fake. So I took a screenshot and asked ChatGPT what this was. I thought for sure it would say, I don't know, but what it actually said was this. Oh boy.
That shit scared me too. I was like, what the and I had to remember it was that building.
Yeah, let me think. Holy shit. And yesterday, I watched a movie, was it Guardian of the Galaxy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like aliens, all that kind of stuff.
Oh my god. I said, ¿por qué? Why close to New Year's?
Satanism thing is like, I'm sorry, when did I say that I was a Satanist? When did I ever say anything, or even go marching outside the church, talking about, no. When did I say that?
Now, there's no way you can go ahead and make music videos in full-on satanic costume and then get mad when people call you a Satanist. I mean, that just doesn't add up. You definitely got to make it make sense.
If I see another Illuminati to comment and did you sell your soul? You know how often I get that now? And my ass decides to throw a eyes wide shut party. And now because everybody's like, oh, the Illuminati signs, the Illuminati symbols all over the cake, and you got this and you got that. How about idiot? How about I did a party that's based on the Illuminati because it's funny, that I'm famous and I can utilize that as a meme to make you all scared on Halloween night or pre-Halloween.
I want to do goat sacrifices. Also, I'd love to give a shout out to Satan.
So Doja Cat's alter ego Scarlet, this woman in red, interviews Doja Cat herself and posts this on her YouTube channel. I'll show you a couple clips on here, but she talks about goat sacrifice, the Illuminati, Satan, worshiping, feeding her demons. Obviously, she's doing it in a satirical way, but is this a joke or is this the truth in plain sight?
When we have a special guest with us tonight, she's taken the charts by storm with hit after hit. Please welcome the demonic Doja Cat. What brought you here? Why are you sitting down with me today? I'm here for the pizza party. So what type of perks come with being in the Illuminati? Free applesauce. I love applesauce. Chicken wings. Wow. But I haven't seen any lizard guys in suits. That's good. No, Scarlet, it sucks. What? I want to do goat sacrifices because that's actually pretty spooky. Wow. So I'd love to give a shout out to Satan. Do you indulge in any form of worship? All the time. So tell me about that. I give my demons free cheese. That's unusual, but I appreciate that. I spent days making those paintings, and to everybody else but me, they are demonic and satanic.
Have you noticed that? Like, literally nobody has Adam's apples anymore. Seriously, go watch a movie from the 1960s. Every guy looked like he swallowed a little golf ball. Today, half the dudes on TikTok look like they moisturize with oat milk and literally apologize to their houseplants every day. What on earth happened? The Adam's apple, it develops during puberty as testosterone changes the voice box. No testosterone signal, no dramatic neck fruit right here. Now, here's where things get interesting. Atrazine is one of the most widely used herbicides in America and has been detected in water supplies all across the country. A researcher named Tyrone Hayes became famous after studies showing extremely low doses of this this affected the sexual reproductive systems in frogs. They worry about the skull and crossbone chemicals. Meanwhile, the stuff affecting our biology often arrives looking completely normal. It's in the water, it's in the agricultural runoff, it's in the foods we assume are healthy, and it's exactly where nobody pays attention. As a father, that's what absolutely gets me. I spend my time looking at the quiet ones, the ones that nobody's talking about. And for my family, organic whenever possible, especially higher exposed stuff with glyphosate, a quality water filtration system is so key, my friends. It's worth being a skeptic when it comes to your own water supply. The most dangerous things alive are rarely the things that look dangerous.
Now that last little part, he spoke so much truth. You gotta stay on your pivot out here.
It's time for some more unlearning. The appendix actually does something now. I mean, it always did something, but we didn't know what it was for a long time. When I was a kid, we were taught that it was a vestigial organ, something that used to have a purpose but doesn't anymore, like daylight saving time or the Kennedy family. But recent research shows that it actually has a crucial function. It stores a sampling of your gut bacteria that it can release if something goes wrong. You see, your body is packed tongue to taint with various microorganisms that do a lot of important jobs, like helping you break down food, fight diseases, and other cool stuff. You probably think you're one creature, but you're actually just a walking, talking office building for a tiny, disgusting company. But some things can wipe out your entire body's business plan, like really bad diarrhea, and then you need your appendix, which will squirt out the start of a new workforce. Basically, it's the backup drive for your gut microbiome. Because we know this, doctors don't just pop them out willy-nilly like they used to. They know that it can lead to having fewer tiny employees. And that has been correlated with some bad things that we're going to need to study more, like an increased risk of Alzheimer's and colorectal cancer, as well as just generally bad pooping. It makes me wonder if we're going to find out that other things still have really important uses, like daylight saving time, although obviously the country would be much healthier if we did a Kennedy-ectomy.
Y'all, I took a bite into my vanilla pound cake and I thought I saw mold on it, right? Until...
Himalayan salt might be petrified Nephilim giant meat. Look at that. That looks like beef. Chopped beef. Look. This looks like the inside of someone's body. That looks like flesh. Okay? This is in the Himalayas, or the Himalayan salt mines. They're not exactly in the Himalayan mountains. It's like 180 miles out. Alexander the Great discovered this allegedly in 320 BC. But this looks like someone's body. The inside of someone's body. Packed with all the nutrients and minerals that you need. Bro, in the Bible it talks about giants. The book of Enoch talks about titans. 300-400 foot tall giants walking around, and they got petrified. They got turned into stone. And the evidence of these people are all over. Hold on, I'll come back to this. Look at this guy, frozen in time. Huge titan, right here. This is one of the most well-preserved titans that are petrified. There's another angle right there. Petrified elephants. Look at that. That's an elephant. More faces. More faces in nature. Sorry, this one's a little graphic, but they got petrified when they were doing...
Bro, put it down.
Fun fact of the day. Astronomer Carl Sagan sued Apple Computers for calling him a butthead.
Look at the size. What's that? What's that? Where's Logan? Sleep on. When is he gonna wake up? I don't know. No idea. Look, bud. Look at the size. What's that? What's that? Where's Logan? Sleep on. When is he gonna wake up? I don't know.
Use your cell phone to find hidden cameras in a hotel room or any rental. It's 4 simple steps and it's not foolproof, but it will do a pretty good job at helping you identify potential hidden cameras. You can narrow your search down by thinking logically about where potential hidden cameras would be placed, like in front of a bed or in a bathroom. The first thing you want to do is close all of the shades and turn off all of the lights. Turn your cell phone's flashlight on, set it near your eyes, and scan the room for suspicious objects. A camera lens may reflect a bright point of light back at you. Check smoke detectors, alarm clocks, and USB chargers, televisions, routers, and speakers, picture frames, mirrors, hooks, and decorative objects. You're looking for tiny holes that seem to serve no purpose. Move slowly from side to side. Screws and some shiny objects will reflect the light, but a camera lens is going to reflect it more brightly and from different angles. Then you want to search for infrared lights. Some cameras will use infrared LED lighting for filming in the dark. The camera app on your phone may identify those as red, pink, white, lavender dots. Test it by opening the camera on your phone and grabbing the TV remote. Press any button on the TV remote and point it at the camera, and you will see here the infrared lavender light. Darken the room again and slowly search. It won't find all cameras, but it might find some cameras. Then you want to connect to the property's Wi-Fi and use a network scanning app such as Fing. You're going to look for names and manufacturers associated with anything like IP camera, IPC, DVR, or the brand names of cameras like Wise. If you've identified any suspicious items in the room, you can unplug those items and see if a name disappears off the Wi-Fi list. This does have limitations because some cameras could be recording to a memory card or operating on a different Wi-Fi network, even a cellular network. Then you want to open your Bluetooth settings and look for anything that seems out of place, looking particularly for anything that has like cam or camera or DV or random string of letters and numbers. But that's only a clue. Many cameras don't use Bluetooth at all, and many legitimate devices do. If you think you did find a hidden camera, take wide pictures of its location, then close-up pictures of the lens itself, and contact local police.
We are definitely living in strange times, so it's definitely not strange to find a hidden camera in an Airbnb or a hotel. So this is some good information for sure.
I'm recording. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm getting this on video.
That's a North Carolina UFO video, and that's about as clear footage as you're ever gonna get. And I don't know if that thing is alien, or maybe a drone, or maybe something made by the government, but it was up in the sky, it was seen in North Carolina, and people recorded it. Okay, Bushkis, I just wanted to show that to you. Shabadoo!
To the idiot who broke into my car and is trying to use my credit cards at the local gas station, I'm actually getting like real-time notifications like your card was declined, your Capital One was declined, your Bank of America was declined. And how does it feel to know that you broke into a car of someone who is more broke than you?
You're saying these fires smell like what?
It doesn't necessarily smell like a campfire burning, because as the smoke is carried across thousands of miles, sunlight breaks down these compounds, leaving behind toxic substances like benzene and formaldehyde, which is why the air can smell like chemicals. The American Lung Association warning of the long-lasting impacts from this, saying these particles can penetrate deep into the lungs and even enter the bloodstream.
Sunlight makes the air smell like chemicals now. I lived in California my whole fucking life. Never once has a wildfire smell like no goddamn chemicals. But let's see what else he's got to say.
Pollution triggers asthma attacks, heart attacks, and strokes, and can kill.
Wow. So not only does this wildfire smell like chemicals, but it can cause you to have a stroke and can kill you. That's a first.
Castanet was doing Freemason hand signals while this guy was talking about God in a Bible study at Streamer University. You can look at his face and watch the uncomfortability that's going on, but we all remember Kai used to talk about God and Jesus. He even said, if I ever cut my hair, you know it's not me. And then he cuts his hair and now he's acting weird. But I just want you to watch this video.
God, bro. Do you see what you've done?
Me and y'all.
But you see what God has used you for. Like I said last time you were here, bro, God used you as a vessel to open this. Right. Because without God...
As you see here, Kai is doing the hidden hand signal of Freemasonry. You can say what you want, but a lot of the different streamers have been talking about, oh, this is not Kai, he's acting different. He didn't even remember DDG as a teacher last year or anything that he did. Totai even saying stuff. Listen to them. Listen to the people that are right next to him. And it's something different about him. He even said, again, he would not cut his hair. And if he did, it wasn't him. People can change their mind, yes. But when everything starts to add up, are we not going to just pay attention to the signs? All right. Like,
you would not have gotten that idea without you being obedient to that idea to help others and not be selfish with what you created on your own.
Right.
This would not be here, bro.
You didn't have to create something like this that could.
Europe, check it out, family. Hey, before y'all jump on me and say, where this at, Benji? I don't know. Disclaimer, I don't know the location. But I will say this. Whoever caught this on camera, this shit is crazy, man. It's a lot of Stranger Things activity going on around here, man. For real. Y'all let me know what y'all think and feel in the comment about this. You know what I say on Funnel Grave. It's crazy. The veil is gone. Is Nathan there? The thing.
Did you ever notice this mistake in Jurassic Park? Watch closely. Right here. Person's hand pushing the robotic raptor into this scene. They completely forgot to edit it out.
Dan. I can't believe it! It's an orb! It's an orb. Look, it's been following us, man, while we've been fishing. There it is, right there, right there, right there. It's crazy. It's weird, man. Look at that thing, man. It's just like hovering, not even moving. Except every now and then it moves. Like when we get close to it, like it's gonna leave. But I think it's like checking us out. What's it doing? I don't know, man, Dan. What do you think? It's scaring me. It's kind of scaring you? Just look at that thing again. There it is. It's just hovering, dude. What a trip. I never thought they were real. Well, out here at Whiskey Town Lake.
Baphomet is a hermaphrodite.
Okay.
It's a goat face. That's Capricorn. It's the man body. That's Aquarius. Those are next to each other on the zodiac. And he's got breasts. It's telling you to merge the left and the right brain together. The left would be like the lawyer, the strict, rigid, nation type. This is the right way to do it. And that the right brain is the feminine, creative, the artistic side. It's telling you that you need both in order to understand. You need both in order to understand the Bible.
Right.
Because the left brain will just read the text and go, this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the right brain will just go off into the freaking ether with it. Oh, this could mean this, and this could mean this. You need them both in order to understand what the book is. It's a book with layers.
Okay.
It only takes one slow-walking person in the grocery store to destroy the illusion that you are a nice person.
These stupid things have been approved, and now the nightmare begins. Reflect Orbital wants to provide sunlight on demand. Basically, use satellites to light up places at night with about 4 times the brightness of a full moon. At first, it's not the worst idea. Regions hit by hurricanes could have light at night to help facilitate repairs. If it was just going to be used in moments of crisis like that, then it'd probably be fine, but they want to launch over 50,000 spacecraft, which is a lot. Since last year, they've been waiting on approval by the FCC, which regulates communication, so radio, television, satellites, etc. It's not a surprise the FCC approved launching the first prototype, but it is setting a precedent for no light pollution regulation, which, to be fair, no one regulates that right now, and it's unclear who should. The FCC has only approved the prototype, not the 50,000 satellites. But if they do, this fleet could make the entire global sky 3 to 4 times brighter, all around the world. So places that normally have a pitch black sky could feel like the suburbs. Not only is this ugly, and everyone would have to pay a price for it, but it has a huge impact on wildlife, which quite frankly should be reason enough. But also, if you spot one with a telescope, it could damage your eyes. Their main pitch seems to be the energy sector, which is odd because solar panels are usually built in places that receive plenty of sunlight anyway. Historically, their main issue has been storage, but battery technology has been improving. A few days of clouds or darkness doesn't disrupt solar farms like it used to. So I'm not really sure who the buyers are. I don't normally post my opinions so bluntly, but this is what happens when people try to be Elon Musk. Tech bros trying to find a hole in the market and fill it even though nobody's asking for it. This is one of the most transparently desperate money grabs I've seen in a while, and I hope it costs more than it makes so the whole thing just goes under.
Now we can kind of see the full spectrum of the situation. I mean, there's nobody here to regulate it, so this is like the wild, wild west for them. So this could either go really good or really bad.
Alright guys, little update. Whoa. What the hell is that?
Is that a tornado in the sky? Or am I tripping? Oh my god. There's a rope tornado in the sky right there.
Guys, scientists are currently saying that the Doomsday Glacier just started tearing itself apart, and the one ice shelf that's holding it back could snap off as early as this year. Everybody's obviously heard about the Doomsday Glacier. It's that massive glacier in Antarctica, and it's basically the cork on the entire West Antarctic ice sheet. Its actual name, though, is Thwaites, and it's roughly the size of Florida, so it's obviously a big deal. For thousands of years now, the entire thing has been propped up by an underwater mountain about 30 miles off the coast. Now, scientists are saying that the eastern ice shelf is cracking apart from the inside and the glacier is starting to slide off that mountain. They're saying that it's moving towards the ocean way faster than it was a few years ago, over a mile a year. And once that ice shelf wants to give out, it is the last natural break that we have, so there's nothing behind it to slow it down. This one glacier is already responsible for about 4% of all sea level rise on the entire planet. If the whole thing collapses, that is about 26 inches, and because it's the plug for the rest of that ice sheet, there's over 10 feet of sea level behind it. They've always known that this was coming, they just didn't think the break would give out this fast.
See the world through a different lens. Check this out.
There is a fish with a transparent head. You can see its eyes inside it. This is the barrel-eye fish. It lives between 600 and 2,500 meters deep in the Pacific, where light barely penetrates. At first glance, it seems ordinary, small, motionless, suspended in black water. It isn't. The top of its head is not solid. It is a transparent, fluid-filled dome. Inside that dome are two bright green tubular eyes. They are not outside the head. They are inside it. For decades, scientists believed those eyes were fixed, permanently aimed upward. They were wrong. The eyes rotate, upward to detect silhouettes, forward to track prey. It does not chase, it waits. Using faint downwelling light, it scans for drifting organisms above it. Jellyfish, siphonophores, anything that moves. The transparent dome protects its eyes from stinging tentacles as it feeds. In the deep sea, vision is not where you expect it. It is built into the head. Follow for more creatures the ocean kept hidden.
Unspoken rule you should know. Being a bigger person too often gives people more reason to keep hurting you.
Because I wish I'd never learned. The thousands of face mites on your face don't have an anus, so they just eat your skin goo until they explode all over. Real corpses were used in the Poltergeist film. A cockroach can live for over a week without its head. The sweet, cute little voice of Ducky from the Land Before Times was murdered by her father. You can grow teeth on your ovaries. Scott Kelly drank 750 liters of his own pee and sweat to stay hydrated in space. Freshwater snails kill up to 2,000 people a year. If you're baking and run out of eggs, you can replace it with human blood because they have a similar cellular protein structure. Climate change is making spiders bigger. People have died holding in a sneeze because it's ruptured their brain, throat, or lungs. If you've ever crushed a soda can, that's the same amount of strength required to pull off a human ear. If a person drowns, their body fat will turn into the consistency of soap. Alien hand syndrome is when someone loses control of one or both of their hands, and their hand pretty much just creates a mind of its own and does whatever it wants. If you eat wheat, you are also eating rodent poop. 30% of Americans don't wash their hands with soap after going to the bathroom.
And 99.9% of human beings don't wash their hands before they use the bathroom. Think about it. You guys, hey, that's another one in the books, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys for always stopping by, watching, and learning with me. If you haven't already, do me the biggest favor and hit that like button for me, hit that hype button, and subscribe if you're not already part of the iTrack fam, and I will definitely catch you on the next one.